I'm Joy, and this is Yoga with Joy. I'm going to take you through a lovely, gentle but strong practice today. So it's actually suitable for beginners. It's just a great practice for all levels. But if you're an absolute beginner, you might want to start with something just a little bit more gentle first. Basically grab a mat. That's all you're really going to need. Although back there I've actually got some blocks and blanket and things like that, because you might actually want them to prop yourself up, and also use block between your knees when we're doing bridge pose at the end, doing a kind of pelvic tilt and bridge pose. But basically, if you're feeling supple and able-bodied, you don't really need anything. Just have a lovely practice, and it's gentle but strong. Great.
Oh, radiant sun, pure consciousness, flaming orb of truth and bliss, remove the veil so I can see, illuminate my heart, awaken me.
Okay, so we'll start in a comfortable seated position, and that could be anything. So cross-legged or kneeling is fine. We're going to be, traditionally, the warm-up exercises are in cross-legged, but if you can't do that, that's fine. You can just be in kneeling. Let us start with a little bit of centering. So really feeling the shoulders drop and relax. Your face muscles relax. Placing the hands on the knees or just in your lap. And begin by noticing your breath. So how is your breath feeling today? How are you feeling today? Notice how your inhale affects your upper body and how your exhale affects your upper body. Notice and start to make small adjustments if you need to. So feeling as you inhale, your torso is expanding. So that's your belly area, your rib cage area, and your chest area. On both sides. So your back and on your front. The spine is keeping you lovely elongated, but there's a movement and expansion as you inhale. And as you exhale, there's a softening, a relaxing of this area back towards the spine. Inhale, there's a lengthening from the crown of the head, so really feeling maybe this golden thread that sometimes gets described in yoga. This golden thread lifting you from the crown of the head. Then on the exhale, there's a softening of your shoulders and of your face, of your brow. Think about your jaw, lovely soft jaw. I'm going to start to take notice of where you're breathing from, so you can really begin to breathe through your nose. So you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And you can really listen to how you're breathing. So your breath might be slightly audible. So you can use Ujjayi breath, which is this throaty breath where we can hear the sound. So it's a bit like ocean waves on the shore. And feeling the lengthening on the inhale and the softening on the exhale. Feeling the lifting from the base of the spine right through the crown of the head. And let us begin together. I will chant the Om mantra 3 times together. So let's breathe in. Om. Om. either keep your eyes closed or open them with a soft eye gaze. And we'll begin by using the Brahmanaka exercise from Kundalini Yoga by inhaling forward and exhale, moving around to the left. Exhaling as we're back, and then inhale as we come forward to the right and opening up the chest forward. So our knees and hips are planted on the mat, and you can use your hands. If you're in cross-legged like me, you can use your hands to help your knees stay in one position. And you can just gently use your breath to move you around, so really guided by the breath. Inhale forward, exhale back. You can imagine that your chest is still kind of resting over the heart area, as it were, and your crown is resting over the chest area, but you're moving, so you're moving from your hips, the waist, or just below the waist, but your upper body is it's quite straight. Imagine maybe you're making a marker on the ceiling above you, or the sky above you, marker in a circle as you go round. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhale forward, and then we'll take it the other way. So we'll start to go in the opposite direction, over to the right first. Exhale back. Inhale as you're coming over to the left and forward. That's lovely. There's a slight opening of the chest and a slight collapsing of the chest, but really not very much at all. You're staying pretty straight in this one. And remember, if you need to, you can be having a cushion underneath your hips to tilt them forward. So if it feels like it's too much on your back or anything, sitting like this for a while, then you can always just, cushion or blocks or anything like that. Inhale forward, exhale back. And remember, you can have your eyes closed. You don't need to be looking at me the whole time. You can just have your eyes closed and really just drop into this gentle exercise, this gentle warm-up, as we're using it as. Inhale forward, exhale back. And then we'll start to decrease the movements. So spiralling in a little bit more, just a little bit smaller and smaller. Spiralling in until your heart really is resting over your pelvis and your crown is really resting over your heart. We'll come into seated cat. So this is a wave-like motion. Like this, so you can still have your hands on your knees, or it's great if you're in kneeling as well. So inhaling forward, exhaling back, and this time you can round your back, like in the cat posture that we do on all fours. You inhale forward, rounding your back, exhale, collapsing a little bit, inhale forward, exhale, now exhale. And if you feel like it, you can breathe. I do a lot of my breathing because in yoga we generally breathe through our nose. But sometimes in this one I like to breathe through my mouth on the exhale, a bit like in Pilates. So just feel, maybe experiment with how you're breathing, how you like to breathe. And how dynamic you want to go. You might want to go really super, super gentle, or you could just be going really like lovely and dynamic, like making yourself, like bringing a bit of heat into your spine, really waking up your spinal column. And then start to decrease the movement a little bit. So really gently with rocking, bringing your spine back to stillness. Lovely. Imagine that golden thread still lifting you. Fantastic. So if you're feeling like you need to stretch, because we've been there for a little while, just bring out your legs and you can just rock from side to side. And if you're absolutely fine, you don't need to do that. And then bring your knees back in. You can even do the other side. If you're cross-legged, you can go the other way. Okay, so we're going to bring our hands, our upper arms are parallel with the mat. The hands are onto our shoulders, keeping ourselves lovely and straight. So this one is, we have a straight spine in this one. So we keep our spine straight and it's a twist. So using the breath. Again, going as slowly and gently as you need to. Remember that this is your practice. You can go super slowly, super gently. Just feeling it from this area. It's your waist area here. It might be strong in your arms because you're having to hold them there for a while. But if you can, that's great. Otherwise, drop down and you can just go like this. But it's actually much kind of better for the exercise if you can keep your arms straight, because then you're really focusing on just the waist. You're keeping if you loosen down a bit, it's harder to keep the integrity up here and it can sometimes hurt your back a little bit. So just making sure you're being careful and stop whenever you need to. Lovely. And then bringing yourself back to stillness very gently. And bring the arms down and maybe rotating the shoulders just a little bit. And now we're going to bring the hands up above the head. And we're going to point the index fingers together and we're going to clasp the rest of the hands. And so you might need to go like this, but if you can, you're bringing your forearms into your ears and you're keeping your back really nice and straight and moving from side to side. So this is a side stretch. Again, using the breath, going side to side. So you could be using breathing through your nose, or you can exhale through the mouth. So great thing about these Kundalini exercises from the Kundalini school of yoga is that quite often, it varies, but quite often they do an exhale through the mouth. So it feels like it gives permission for us to use different breaths while we're practicing our yoga. And play around with your breath. Just find which is comfortable for you, and it'll be different each day as well. Stretching out your side. Exhale. 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 Up, exhale. So the exhaling is when we move over to the side. The inhale is when we're up. So it can be quite fast, the breath. Bringing back to stillness and releasing the hands down. And again, that's strong on the arms. So just a little bit and the shoulders. So give a little bit of rotation backwards and a rotation forwards. Great. That's nice. Okay, good. So I feel warmed up. Don't know about you. So we can rock from side to side again if you want to. Rock out your back. And because we've been sitting in our sitting for quite a while, hopefully you've been looking after your back with cushions and things like that. Let's come into a diamond posture, a Baddha Konasana, but diamond, so it's the feet are further away from the hips because it stretches out the lower back a little bit more. So inhaling up, exhale forward. Nice deep breaths. Inhale forward, exhale. So inhaling, lengthening through the crown. Exhale, softening a little bit more into the posture. But because this is the beginning, this is the first of these stretches, or it's the beginning of our practice today, you might not be going very far forward, and that's totally fine. So just really being gentle on yourself, and we won't hold it for very long either. Inhale one last time forward, really just feel into how far your body wants to go. And then take a breath in, then bring yourself back up and closing your book. Closing your knees. Okay, that's great. Okay, so we're going to come onto all fours. The knees are beneath the hips and the hands are beneath the shoulders. So feeling that, so this is your spine runs right from your coccyx, your sacrum, and then you've got your lumbar spine, your thoracic spine, and your cervical spine is in your neck. So the whole spine is connected. So we're not dropping our neck down or arching up or swaying our back too much. And we're not kind of lifting the neck up, just keeping it in line. So feeling the energy run right through from your base, your coccyx, right through the front and the top of your head. So really feeling yourself lovely and strong. And we can use your abdominal muscles here to keep yourself strong, because the exercise we're going to do next is alternate hand and leg lifts. So lifting up your pelvic floor, the muscles all around your pelvis, inside the internal muscles, and then lifting up slightly your abdominal muscles around your belly. So bringing your right hand out and left leg out. So we're keeping ourselves, it's lovely and straight. So you're ideally just completely in line. Your arms, I can't see what I'm doing, but hopefully I am. Your arms and your legs are in line, and then exhale down. I did a few breaths up there. And then the next one. So you're keeping yourself really nice and strong with your internal muscles, your abdominal muscles. How's my leg doing? That's good. So you're keeping your leg, keep just checking on your leg. And your eye gaze is down at the mat. So you're keeping yourself nice and strong, so that your body has integrity, so it's not wobbling around the place. So right hand, left leg. Right arm, left leg. The thumb is facing the ceiling and the toes are facing the ground. Let's take a few breaths. Your breaths might be slower than mine or faster than mine, so I'm not counting the breaths, but just keeping your breaths pretty even. Keeping your eyes at the mat so that your neck is in line with the rest of the spine. Tummy muscles engaged. Have a look at your legs, see it's not going up or going too down. Just keep it lovely and strong. Flexed foot. And then exhale down. Lovely, okay, fantastic. Let's just have a little workout of our hips from side to side. Sort of swaying the hips from side to side. That's great. Okay. So, we're going to have a little go in our Majarasana. That's the cat. So we're inhaling up. The shoulders are soft away from the ears. Exhaling. Looking between your knees. Arching your back right up to the ceiling. Inhale. Looking up. The belly's going down towards the mat. Exhale. Your eyes are right at your knees, your thighs. Inhale. Lifting up your head. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then bringing the body back to stillness. So neutral spine now. So we're going to first come into a bit of a flowing cat and then move into Anahatasana, which is the heart opening posture, where we bring our chest down to the mat. So we'll just have a little flow. It sometimes gets called melting heart in yin yoga. So exhale back. Inhale up. So we're going like round in a circle. Exhale back. Your bottom is going back towards your heels. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can really use your abdominal muscles. It's great strengthening for your abs and your pelvic floor. Inhale. Exhale, lift up your pelvic floor, lift up your abdominal muscles. Bring yourself up, opening up your knees and touching your toes together, and then gently coming forward into Anahatasana. And this is where my chest is on the mat and my chin is on the mat and my forearms are on the mat with my hands. But it doesn't mean yours is. It might be that you're up here and that's fine. It might be that you're just going this far down. So it's really okay, and you can also use cushions and stuff just to put under here. But it's a lovely stretch if you like this kind of thing. If it feels too much, just come back into child, like this. But if you like a stretch like this, it's great for your upper back. Lifting up your fingers to make sure they're not really digging into the mat too much. You can place them down gently. Lift up your abdominal muscles again, pelvic floor. It's really great for strengthening all of these. And then gently bring yourself back up. Close your knees to hip width and come back into child. Take some nice breaths in Balasana, this is child posture. And then just rest. Have a little rest. And this, if you like child, if it's something you like, you can come back into this posture at any point whenever we're doing things you're just not so keen on. Or feel too much and you need a break. And then we're going to come through really gently from child. We're going to come through onto our front, into a prone posture position, and then putting your hands by your shoulders, and your elbows are right in. So your elbows are right in at your chest. So the hands are really by the shoulders, so they're quite far back. And we're going to inhale up into a baby cobra. So just a little cobra. So you could even take your hands off the mat. So your muscles are just keeping you up. So you're feeling the strength in your back there. Exhale down. Let's go up a little bit higher. Inhale up. See how it is. Either stay in baby or low cobra, or you can come up a little bit more to a higher, like a medium cobra, like this. Exhale down. One more time. So pick which one you like best. Remember your elbows in at your sides, and your elbows are bent as well. Inhale up. So we keep them bent in cobra, and your shoulders are relaxed away from ears. Your face muscles relaxed, looking straight ahead. Neck, just think your neck free. There's no tightening in the neck. Exhale down. That's really lovely. Okay, so turn the toes over. And then come back onto your knees. Your hands are quite a bit further forward than they are in cat, because we're going to come up into downward dog. And then hover. So feeling that hovering, feeling the strength, and then coming back into half downward dog. You can always miss hovering if it's too much. Half downward dog is where you've got bent knees and your chest is going back towards your knees. And then lifting up on tiptoes, right up into an acute angle here. Exhaling down into downward dog and walking out the dog. Now, if you feel like, if you get sore wrists or anything from staying in downward dog and cat a lot, and you feel like you've been using your wrists a lot, then I do have a video on supporting your wrists, so wrist strengthening, so that's quite useful. I'll put it up in a link now on the screen. But if you need to come down at any point, you just come down and do this as well. Give yourselves a bit of a flex out of your wrists. And then just hold downward dog for a little bit if you can, lifting up your tummy. And then gently walk towards the front of the mat. So you're bending your knees, walking towards the front. And then we can just hang here. I get a lovely view of the beautiful flowers. I can smell them, they're gorgeous. These summer flowers. And so we're just going to hang here in Uttanasana for a little bit. And maybe just sway from side to side, keeping your knees a little bit bent as you sway. And then maybe take hold of your elbows and just hang. Lifting up from the arches of your feet, so making sure our feet are not collapsing in. Lifting up to the arches, you can even lift your toes up a little bit. And then let the hands down, see wherever they go. You might not be as far forward, and that's fine. And then we'll inhale up, so flat back. Exhale forward. Inhale up, little flow. Exhale forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then gently roll up. So we're going to bend the knees just a little bit and begin to roll your body up really gently. So imagine you're coming up like a puppet. You're stacking one vertebrae at a time. And you're gently, gently rolling up, or like a fern frond. So you're coming up really, really, really slowly. Imagine that one of those videos is watching it open. And then you're opening up like a fern. Lovely and straight and strong mountain posture. Tadasana, this is. So if you look, I'll stay at this angle so you can see my profile. So I'm lifting through the crown of the head. Imagine that golden thread, lifting right from the base, right up through your spine. Lifting up through the crown, soft shoulders, maybe slightly tilting the pelvis. If you're finding your back's, you've got a bit of a sway back like me, you could just tilt your pelvis just a little bit, and you're opening up your chest a little bit too, because you might hunch forward a bit like me. So you can open up like this, lovely. And then lifting, softening face, softening arms. Lifting up your pelvic floor is great. Your feet are hip width apart, lifting through. I'll move over here actually. The feet are hip width and you're lifting through the arches of your feet. And your feet are your toes are as wide as they can be. So you're lifting them up and then placing them down as wide as they can be. Okay, fantastic. That's lovely. So we're just going to start. We'll stay in Tadasana and we'll start by, in our standing postures, we'll start by loosening up the neck. We're going to go through some rotations of the body to give ourselves a nice warm up of the body. So exhaling over to the side of the neck, inhaling forward. So keeping that strength in your core muscles around here, all around here, the band of muscles. Exhale over, inhale forward. Lovely, okay, then bringing your neck back. You might have gone faster or slower than me, but just as many as you need to do. And then we're going to bring our left ear over to the left shoulder. Relax left shoulder, over to the ear, bring up, and then the other way. Lovely stretch on your muscle on the side of the neck. This is a great muscle here. I've also got a couple of neck and shoulder videos, little 10-minute ones, quite sweet. So I'll pop that up in the link up above as well. It can really help working into those areas. And then inhale up. Great. Okay, we'll take 3 rotations on either side. So looking down and then bringing our neck over, making sure you don't crunch the back of the neck, just being careful. Three times, and then over the other way. Careful with your neck. Just going as slow as you need to. You might need to go slower than I am. And then bringing your head back up. Lovely, fantastic. Okay, so lifting up the shoulders and letting them go down. And I'm doing it into the nose, out to the mouth again. That's obviously how I'm doing it today. Fantastic. And then lifting up your arms. And the right arm is going to go back and the left forward. Great. That's nice. Good. It can be tricky, this one. And so we're lifting up and then the right forward and the left back. You just got to make sure that you can keep your body pretty straight as well, because it's easy to want to go all over the place. Great. Okay, lifting up and then bringing down. Fantastic. Great. Have a little shake out. Okay, we can move our legs a little bit further out. We're going to come into this waist rotation here. So exhale forward, really feeling a lovely stretch in your lower back. Coming around, inhale, opening up your chest. Exhale down. Inhale, opening. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, just hang for a moment and then the other way. Inhale. So the only place you're moving from is your chest, your waist area. So it's like everything else is quite steady. Exhale forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. And exhale forward, just hanging. And then gently bring yourself back up. Fantastic. Okay, so hips. So we're coming down to the hips. Inhale forward. I like to put my hands on the hips for this one. Exhale, coming all the way around. Inhale forward. Exhale. Exhaling back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale forward and then going back the other way. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Remember, it's all just this area. Exhale. Inhale. And then coming straight. Fantastic. That's great. And now we're doing individual hips. So it's a balance. So if you need to, you can put your hand on a wall or anything like that. That's fine. And then you're just going to plant the left foot, bring up the right foot. We'll just do 3 on either side. So 3 rotations. Oh, I want a 4th one. So 4 rotations. And then planting down that way. I'm planting a foot down and then going the other direction. Okay, so we're doing 4. For me, 3 didn't feel quite enough. Down. Great. Okay, we're going to stay on this side and we're going to go to our knee. So holding your knee up, again, if you need a wall, that's fine. Put your hand up for the wall. And then we'll just go round with the knees. So let your foot just really it's like a pendulum swinging, so you're swinging round and round. And then the other way. And if you're standing like me, especially without touching a wall, making sure that your abdominal muscles here, all the muscles around here supporting you. Okay, so bring your foot out and just flex. Point and flex your feet, your foot. And then rotate. Rotate one way. And rotate the other way. Great. Good, good. Okay, and then planting down. Fantastic. Whew, that feels different, that leg. Okay, so we're going to plant the right foot down and bring up your left foot. So 4 rotations here. Rotating the hip inwards. Probably done more than 4. And then going the other way. Lovely. Great. Fantastic. And then taking hold of your thigh and swinging your knee around. Well, your foot's going around and your knee is getting a little bit of a rotation. And then the other way. This is where walls are handy. And then down. And then we've got our foot. So left foot, point, flex, point, flex. Give it a little go. And then rotations of the foot. See how that goes. And then the other way. Great. And then planting down. Fantastic. Okay. Good. Okay, so we're going to come to tree, Vrikshasana. Great posture this, I love it. I think it's one of the faves, isn't it, with all the Instagram your photos. So, okay, you can either come down here, like this, or bring your foot up to your calf, or you can come right up. So see whichever one's more comfortable. So you're planting your left foot. So place the foot wherever is comfortable for you. You're opening up your hips. So that little hip openers we've just been doing, the hip rotations will help with this. And your knee and feet as well. So bring your hands to the heart center for Vrikshasana. Just having a look. So you need a drishti, so your focus, your eye gaze, might be at me, but you could find somewhere still in the distance. Remember to hold your strength here, all around here. Lifting up pelvic floor. And then bringing your hands up high. Lovely and open chest, strong core muscles, strong torso, straight back, soft face muscles, really lovely and soft. These are the branches of your tree. You can always do a mudra as well, which is where you hold your thumb and your forefinger together. So like a chin mudra, that's the one that's kind of nice with this one. Then bringing the hands over the head again in Namaste, and then down to the heart center. I'm beginning to wobble. And then bring yourself down. Lovely. Fantastic. Okay, so wherever you were is perfectly fine. So it might be that you weren't actually, your foot was further down, and that's great. You probably didn't wobble like me. Okay, so placing your right leg down and then bringing your foot anywhere it was, the same place as you were last time probably, unless you've got a specifically different leg, different type of knee. For some reason you need to do it differently. So remembering to open up the hips here, and this is great for slight gentle hip opening. Okay, so placing wherever you want it to be, not on your knee. Make sure you're not placing it here on your knee. And so it's calf, foot, or ankle, or right up into the thigh. Okay, so bringing the hands to heart center again, finding your drishti, your eye gaze. Remembering lovely deep breaths. And bring your hands up branches of your tree. Remember lifting up your pelvic floor, abdominal muscles. They're great, keeping you strong. This is a really great way of strengthening your abs actually, and your pelvic floor. So mudra if you want, the fingers together, thumb and forefinger together. Bring the hands overhead in namaste, down through to the heart again. And then bring yourself down when you're ready. Okay, so fantastic, good job. That's great. Okay, so we're bringing ourselves, actually, we're going to come into a couple of warriors. So a warrior and then side angle. So we're going to come into warrior 2. We've got a lovely gap here. So it might be about roughly a metre. I'm shorter than most people, so yeah, however that is for you. Opening up this area here. So you're opening up your pelvis, keeping your chest facing forward. Your heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. So your left foot arch is in line with the heel of the right foot. And your knee is over your ankle. You can see your big toe, your right big toe. So that's how that helps you remember you've got a nice open, it's lovely open here. And then bring your hands level with the mat, arms, level with the mat. Parallel, looking straight ahead. Lifting up pelvic floor. Strong core muscles. Deep breath. The energy is coming through your arms. So really feeling from the heart, the energy is coming through the arms and out. Really, you're a warrior, it's a strong posture. Looking straight ahead. And now we're going to turn the right palm over and come back into peaceful warrior. So your left hand is on your thigh or knee of your left leg. And you can have a little look up at your palm or your elbow or the elbow crease. And then bringing yourself down and coming into Konasana. So this is side angle posture. So you're resting on this forearm here, just gently resting, but you're not slumping on it. And then bringing the upper arm over, so there's a straight line as much as possible. Lovely and strong, lifting up your base area, so really lifting up pelvic floor and things like that. Again, your gaze can go up to your hand if you want, your top hand. And then bring yourself back up. We're going to clasp like this behind us. So clasp, open up your chest, exhale forward, and this is humble warrior. So see how this is. So you're coming in front of your right knee, your chest is coming down, and as much as possible, you can open up the palms of your hands, your fingers are still linked, and as much as possible, you're leaning, you're allowing your hands to kind of go over the top of you. Just see how that is. It might be that they're still down here, and that's totally fine. Just depends on the flexibility of your shoulders and arms. Okay, then lifting yourself up, fantastic. Then turning around to face the front. Before we go on to the other side, we're going to come into goddess pose. So bringing your hips down slightly, your knees are facing outwards, tilting your pelvis just a little bit. Really nice tall squat, so strong, it's really strong on your legs, feeling that strength. Really get into it. And here, the same mudra, so this is chin mudra again. So thumb and forefingers are together, fingers splayed out, goddess pose. And again, lifting up from the base. So lifting up your mula bandha is called the pelvic floor. That's known as mula bandha in yoga. Lifting your abdominal muscles too. Nice and strong, deep breaths. Then bring yourself up. Fantastic. strong on the legs. And then bringing your left foot round in line with your arch of your right foot, and the right foot goes in slightly. You can see it's a little turned in a few degrees. Your left knee is over your left ankle, and you can see your left big toe, which means you're opening up your hips, opening up the chest, opening your arms parallel with the mat, facing the left hand, feeling the prana, the energy moving from your heart, your anahata area, this area, right through your arms. Lifting, feeling the strength in your core muscles. Lovely deep breaths. So here we'll be using Ujjayi breath if you can. So with all these strong postures, into the nose, out to the nose. Turn around the left hand and then coming back into peaceful warrior. And you have a look up at your hand if that's comfortable. And then bringing yourself through into Pajvakonasana. Having a look up at your hand again if you want to. Remember, you're not crouching. You're not just like falling into this posture. You're really holding yourself up with integrity. Having a little look up if you can. It's okay with your neck. Bring yourself back, and remember the clasp behind your back, opening up the chest. See how the clasp goes. My palms are together at the moment, and then I like to open up my palms with my fingers laced. Lift up my abs so I've got room to bring myself down. I'm in front of the left knee, so I'm really in front of it. It's a stretch on your left glute muscle and hip. And then bring yourself gently back up. Fantastic. That's great. Oh, so nice. Okay, so wherever you are, bring yourself to the front of your mat. Your feet are hip width apart, outside edges in line with the mat. Maybe let's bring the hands to the heart centre. That's really nice. That was strong, by the way. I just did a strong one. Strong. Yes, and strong standing postures. Great. Okay. Lifting through the crown of the head. Exhale. Folding forward. And then taking hold with your peace fingers, you're taking hold of your toes, your big toes, placing the thumb into the toenails. So your thumb is resting on your toenail, and your peace fingers are wrapped around your big toe. Okay, flat back, inhale forward, and exhale, you'll be bending your knees. So it depends, you might have straight knees, but we're not locking out the back of the knees. But keeping them a little bit bent, or they might need to be quite a bit bent, depending on your flexibility on your legs. Just a couple of deep breaths here. And inhale. Up, and then we're going to place one hand under the right hand under right foot, left hand under left foot. Inhale up, and then exhale, folding forward. So it's a lovely, strong stretch. So if this isn't nice for you, obviously skip it. But it's a really nice, strong stretch if you like this kind of thing. Deep breaths. Inhale, having a little look up. Flat back, release the hands. Bring yourself back up. Bending the knees, bringing yourself forward. Bringing the left foot, then the right foot back into downward dog. And just have a little walk out in downward dog. You've been doing a lot of strong leg work. And then coming into downward dog in a still and relaxed downward dog. Your heels you're encouraging them back towards the mat. And then lift up the right leg with the feet facing downwards. And then bringing it through, the right leg through into pigeon. So that means your knee is coming forward and you've got a bent, bent right leg. Inhale, lifting up, opening up the chest. Oh, nice. And then gently exhale forward. So just having a little bit of time in pigeon, reclining down. And if it feels like it's too much to come this far down into pigeon, you might want to you could even do this mudra here where you have your hands together and your fingers are quite far apart and you put your thumb onto your forehead, into your third eye point. That's quite a nice one. Otherwise you can do one fist and another fist. So either way it's really nice. Just see how it feels. If you're collapsing down in pigeon, make sure you put if you're noticing you're falling over to the right hand side because you've got on your right leg, pop a cushion underneath, just like a little cushion or a folded up blanket underneath your right hip at this point. That's the way of rectifying that. Because our hips want to be parallel, just like in line with the mat basically. And then inhale up, turn the left toes over, lift up the leg, and then bring yourself back into downward dog again. Have a little kick out of the right leg. And then lift up the left leg with the feet pointing downwards. Sweep through. And then come into pigeon on this side. So opening up chest. Exhale forward. And again, if you're noticing you're falling over on this side, so you just roll a blanket or a cushion under here. That's really important. Hips need to be parallel with the mat. And do whatever you need to do to support your head. So just really breathe and relax in pigeon. Just breathe and relax. Lovely, soft, deep breaths. And inhale, bring yourself back up. Have a little moment here. And then bringing the leg back to meet your other leg and give it a little kick out. And in downward dog. Bring yourself forward. Bringing the feet out. It's fantastic. And then bring yourself gently down into supine, so lying on your back. That's great. Have a little moment here lying on your back. And then start to bring your knees into the chest and have a little rock from side to side. Then placing your feet down. We're going to come into pelvic tilts and then up into bridge. So this is the point where, if you need to, you can place a block or a little ball about that size in between your knees, squishy ball, because otherwise some people, it's quite easy for the knees to go out. It's just what can happen. So you can place the block in between. And please do that if you need to. It's so good. Okay, so placing the hands down by your side, lifting up your pelvic floor, exhaling, lift up pelvic floor and abdominal muscles, just really tilting your coccyx and sacrum. Inhale down. I'm just doing it with exhaling on the movement and inhaling back down. So exhale as you come up, just coccyx and sacrum. Inhale down. Exhale. See, I'm just literally tilting my pelvis. I'm rocking kind of backwards and forwards, as it were. Not from side to side, it's literally backwards and forwards. And all we're doing is exhaling the sway back, or the curvature, the lordosis in your back, down back towards the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I'm actually going to use a block because I want to keep myself super straight. Exhale. Inhale. And now from here, we're going to go up, so we're coming up to our thoracic spine. So we're going to come to, lumbar spine. So we're going to come to the lower ribs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Great. Exhale. Inhale. And then further up, so we're going to exhale up to the shoulder blades, so coming up to the thoracic spine. Exhale, peeling one vertebrae at a time off the mat, coming up just to the shoulder blades, just here. And then inhale down, placing each vertebrae back gently, gently on the mat. Exhale, just up to that point. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Great. Exhale one last time to this point. Exhale up. Really great. Remember, pelvic floor, abdominal muscles. Inhale down. Fantastic. And now we're going to exhale right up onto our shoulders. So we're coming up to the full bridge. Okay, so exhale. And coming up into the bridge. Remember, the feet are hip width apart. The knees are hip width apart. And so we're all in line. Let's take a couple of breaths in bridge. Take a breath in to prepare. And then exhale down. This time we'll exhale down, putting one vertebra at a time onto the mat. Nice. Let's go up one more time and we'll hold it for a tiny bit longer. So exhale, bring yourself up, and you can clasp underneath if you want to. So you can clasp your hands underneath and just hold it. It's really strong here, strong on your thighs. It's less strong on your abdominal muscles at this point. There's a couple of deep breaths. Inhale to prepare and exhale, gently placing each vertebrae down, then coming back into your neutral spine. It's lovely. Fantastic. Well done, everyone. Okay, and then let's bring the knees into the chest because we've just done a bit of a back bend. So really bring it the other way. And then we're going to bring our arms out because we're going to come into a twist. We're going to hold this twist. So bring the arms out parallel with your shoulders and then place them a tiny bit further down, so like maybe about an inch, so that so it helps you open up your chest a bit more and open up your shoulders. Okay, so lifting up your pelvis, because at the moment it's in line with your chest and your feet, lifting up your pelvis, moving it over about 2 inches to the right hand side. And so your feet are staying where they are. And then we're going to allow your your knees to move over to the left. So we're going to hold this twist. So doing that helps your alignment run from the crown of the head right down to your hips right down to your pelvis, just by shifting the pelvis over over those 2 inches. Okay, so we're going to look over the right hand, so the opposite hand we're looking over. So just gentle on your neck if it feels okay to do that. And taking a few breaths, just holding here for as long as, you can kind of go off piste and hold things for longer, of course. But just feel relaxed in this posture. We're using this as a relaxation held lying down twist. Reclining twist. So inhale, bring your head back up. Exhale, bring your knees back up. Lift up your pelvis and place it back into neutral. Then lift up your pelvis again and place it over 2 inches over to your left side. And then you can encourage your knees over to the right and your head is looking over to the left. Great. Deep breaths. Deep, strong, lovely, slow breaths. That's nice. So the breathing just helps release the muscles. So every time you exhale, your muscles are relaxing. Take a breath in and exhale, back up. Bringing the hips back to alignment, to the centre, and then bring your knees back in again. Have a little rock. And then bringing the feet into the hands for happy baby. So see how that is. If it doesn't work for you, you can hold behind your thighs. Have a little rock from side to side. Nice. And then we'll bring ourselves down into Shavasana. So this is the corpse posture. So I'm a bit lucky. I've got a blanket. So hopefully you've got a blanket to cover yourself, but you might be nice and warm where you are, depending on how this is for you. So you might want to cover yourself in a blanket, and look, I've got an eye mask. It's a bit lush, it's a bit indulgent really, but you can have, if you've got anything to put over your eyes, that can be really lovely. And we'll just have a bit of a Shavasana, a bit of a relaxation. So finding yourself completely comfortable on your mat, that's the main thing, is you're totally comfortable and relaxing in the position you're in. So your hands will just be by your side resting, and your feet will just be splayed out by your side. If you need a bolster or anything like cushions under your knees, please put them under your knees, because that can help. Or if you need to put your knees up so that if your lower back is kind of aching, if it's a bit of a sway back. Accentuated lordosis, you can just, it can help by having your knees up. If you're comfortable with it, you can just come into full Shavasana. And so completely resting here, feeling totally held by the mat, by the earth beneath the mat, feeling your body really heavy, deeply heavy on the mat. Really noticing how your whole body softens every time whenever you think about a certain area of your body. Feel it soften. Feel it rest. And any thoughts that come, or any sensations in the body, or emotions that might come up, they're completely welcome, and they'll just come and go like clouds in the sky. So there's no need to try and empty your mind or anything. Just feeling totally at peace to be you, to be who you are. feeling yourself cradled by what you're being held by. So that'll be the mat and the foundation of the building, the earth. And feeling your muscles soften. Feeling the prana in the body gently relax and just the buzz from all the exercise gently relax as you rest. Allowing your breath back to your natural breath. And completely be here now. Your whole body is relaxed. Your whole body is relaxed. And then you can start to bring just a little bit of movement. You can stay here as long as you want to, or you can start to bring a bit of movement. You don't need to follow my instructions now. You can just be in Shavasana for as long as you need. But you could wiggle your toes and your fingers if you're ready. Maybe dance your hands, rotate your feet. Lift your hands above the body, arms above and stretch up and have a really nice yawn and a stretch. Bring the hands down above the head, just relax your arms above the head. And bring your knees up. You can bring them into your chest, have a little rock around from side to side. Maybe the head from side to side, that's quite nice. And then when you're ready, you can bring yourself over onto your side. Take a few breaths here with your eyes closed. And then, if you're ready to do so, you can bring yourself up into a seated position with your eyes closed or a soft eye gaze. And bring the hands to the heart center. A lovely deep breath or two, or three. And then let's close together. So we'll finish by chanting the Om vibration 3 times and finishing with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Breathing in. Shanti. Bringing the hands up into Namaste above the head and then opening them up into Prana Mudra. Deep, wide breath, deep, wide arms, and taking 3 deep, life-affirming breaths. And then the hands overhead in Namaste, down through the centers, Sahasrara at the crown, Ajna at the third eye, Vishuddhi at the throat, and Anahata at the heart center. Namaste. And thank you for sharing this practice. It's been fantastic. And please subscribe to my channel, and you can, if you like this video, give it a like and comment. Tell me if you want me, what else you'd like me to make. I'm enjoying making videos. Yeah, wonderful. Have a lovely day.